Nevertheless, episode 3, ladies and gentlemen, we are on the other side of the valley that engulfs all of it. I mean, the side that is towards the extreme end, at least. And I saw a fort, and then it turns out that was just a fancy hotel, so I was like, good enough. I went down this way, which kind of ended in the middle of the field. So I had to take a U-turn, and now I'm back going towards the highway. So what's the point? Well, this episode is about forts. I just showed you one. I'm not gonna go in there because it's a restaurant and a 5-star hotel apparently now. Someone bought the place, remodeled it, made it look all fancy. Now charges a good amount to some very enthusiastic people who traveled a long, long way to get there. What's messed up though is the road that approaches the place. So I gave the benefit of the doubt to the one that was on right now, but I give no benefit of the doubt to this one because this is their literal approach road. Check this out. Now that's an anthill if I've ever seen one. Damn. Told you it was farmland. Although it is kind of sort of, I mean, I'm in the back of the highway. It brings a for those of you who didn't already know, there is an undertone to this show, and that is global warming. There is devastating effect that is being noticed throughout the globe. People all across the planet are getting on board with the idea that we have less than 12 years to turn everything around, or there is irreversible damage. This series has an undertone in which I wanna try and showcase some amount of evidence in everyday life that I have been doing for the past 2 episodes for anyone who's been watching, except for me. But the point is that what I just saw is a mountain on fire in Pune. Yeah, wildfires aren't that uncommon, but this one is with Pune's rich history being as culturally diverse as ever, with Mughals and Marathas both owning a bunch of land and building some beautiful buildings and forts across the city. Well, considering the fact that there was a monopoly over the city by the Marathas and their ruler Shivaji Maharaj for the longest time, they built near about 17 forts in one single city, 6 out of which have recently been taken under the Archaeological Survey of India. Now, these buildings have a special place in the mind and heart that brings everyone in the city together to the context of, yes, we need to embrace our history, to the point that the government has ensured that these buildings are safe, these buildings are secure, and that these buildings are currently also in use, because these buildings, especially the two forts that we just saw, and I mean the one that we saw before and the one that we're going to be seeing now, both of them are obviously being used by government entities or private organizations. For example, Jadavgarh is now an official hotel. It's been owned by a private proprietor, whereas Purandar is a government official owned site that has been handed over to the Indian Armed Forces. Beautiful, scary to go up there, but nevertheless, it's goddamn mind-blowing. So that was one. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is our way to the other one. All the way up there. These twisty, windy roads. There's something about going up a road like this with no constraints on the side. It's kinda unnerving, but at the same time it makes you realize how much it means to be in control. One bad move, man, that's all it's gonna take off there. Wham bam, thank you madam. But this is where it gets kinda gorgeous though. It brings a I don't even want to spin this camera around and point it at myself right now, because I gotta keep my eye on the road, people. You gotta respect that for this one. For heaven's sake, there is nothing on the sides except for a few trees that might break my fall or give me enough time to jump out of the goddamn car, but I'm not gonna let my baby go like that. She's been with me through a lot. Through a heck of a lot. Alright. Look at that. Look at it. Yeah. For those of you wondering, why can't I see anything outside of the window? Because there's nothing outside of the window. There's a drop. Is that high enough for you? Is this episode 3 worthy? Now, for those of you wondering where the fuck I am at Purandar Fort, and this is a place full of monkeys that are jumping about the place, which is pretty interesting, pretty damn fun. What's up, monkey? These guys are pretty darn strict about their security out here because it's a official training center for the Indian Armed Forces. I can't really show you what's on the other side. I've just been warned, so that little glimpse is all that you're gonna get. Also, I understand, of course. The view is freaking mind-boggling, and that is the pretense of episode 3, ladies and gentlemen. I couldn't show you the fort. I showed you the other side of the first fort, and I believe anything beyond that I try to squeeze in is just going to be a little too much for the series, because well, it's still in its primitive state, I believe, but yeah, we're getting there. We've got some good content for this one. Also, now for the undertone, I'm gonna address this as straight as I can, and I do not mean any harm to anybody involved. No predispositions, no preconceived notions to shoot anybody down for their opinions. But if you do not believe in global warming, you're a goddamn idiot. And if you don't see that there is enough evidence out there that shows that there is no narrative involved, that the earth is literally on fire throughout the globe, and you, sir, are an absolute idiot. Or ma'am, you could be a woman and believe that global warming is not real as well. There's no sexism here. You see, my heart starts to break when beautiful creatures like these don't have a place to stay anymore. Creatures like these have to kind of bear the burden of what we do to the environment without any thought process of how it might really mess everything up on a larger scale, because there is no larger scale when it comes to humanity. Now is there? I don't know, man. After you bear witness to enough of ignorance, you kind of want to have a pretense that states that maybe a huge event of some sort is going to wipe people's memory clean, make them understand that there are bigger things to worry about than stupid mundane policies. The camera angle is because I can't show you what's behind me. Except for my car. I'll show you my car. There. Because this little car gone too far. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is where we came too far. We didn't interact with nobody today. We didn't come across any special personalities that we had to showcase. Except for these little guys. And also the fact that get high enough and you're going to see enough burnt patches to realize that half the earth is on fire at all times. I don't know when we're going to realize. God damn it. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen, heading back towards civilization. Towards civilization. God damn, man. Stepping away from these places is always a very weird experience because you never know what to feel, what to understand. I mean, I put forward all of my thoughts in the closing piece I did up there, but roads like these make you think, you know. Makes you ask questions that you wouldn't ask yourself. And I guess that's the whole pretense of why I do what I do. You see, someone once told me, go find yourself. And this show, as much as it's a journey about discovering what the world has to offer, is also about me finding myself. So what might not seem like much to the average viewer holds a lot of pretense towards me trying to discover who I am and what I stand for. For you see, we're all on a path that we all must overcome, adversities that we all must break away from. There's so much holding you back that you don't realize that there's so much more inside of you that you can give towards something you're ambitious about. There's more to you than you realize. Places like these let you have that moment of peace towards yourself. To ask yourself questions that you otherwise wouldn't. So if anything, I'd suggest all of you to take a little time off, away from everybody else, and reflect on who you are and what you stand for. It's easy to be a sheep, people, but don't be a part of the herd.
It rains again.